Right, okay then. So it's amazing what 90 minutes does.
It does.
3 points on the board after that.
Yeah.
How do you analyse it?
Played awfully. We're definitely one-sided. I mean, it was all Tottenham, but the fight was there, and I feel that's what we've been missing a little bit. We got a bit lacklustre, some tired legs, but then the fight is what won us the game, really.
Yeah, Tonali didn't start. I was surprised by it. I thought let him run himself into the ground and then substitute him. Were you surprised by that, and what did you think of him when he came on?
Unbelievable. I mean, he's just a workhorse, isn't he? Just constant up and down, and he gives us that outlet. I think I said before, he gives us that outlet where he'll get ahead of the attacker almost, and like kind of offer himself, and then 1-2, and then we move. But he's something special. Once he's in that team for a while, him, Bruno, and Joe Linton could be one of the best in the Premier League. And I'm not just saying that as a Newcastle fan. Nowhere near City, but could be one of the best in the Premier League.
It's up there, isn't it? It's absolutely class. Yeah, scary.
Yeah, unbelievable. The technical ability from every single one of those players, and they all have that little bit of like shithousery in them. They want to give everyone a little kick every now and then, and some of the dark arts, but it's exactly what we need.
Right, I'm going to show some name association here. Nick Pope, how did you think he did today?
Can kick a ball. Can kick a ball.
He worries me. Whenever he comes out of the box, he always has.
He did it once or twice, and my head always goes back to that Liverpool game where he got a red card before the Carabao Cup. I was like, please no, but he can kick a ball, bless him.
Yeah. Longstaff.
Slow. It's probably slow, very, very slow. But I do like him. He's not similar to Tonali, but he's got that engine in him. He just wants to keep going. But to be fair, I thought the majority of the midfield today, not just Longstaff, were kind of expecting just to have green space all the time to run into, and we got caught out quite a few times. All the players did. I don't think I can really pinpoint one player that was like the worst or the most poor today.
Well, someone who did have a poor and then okayish match, however you describe it, Dan Burns, because he obviously let the goal in. Did he redeem himself? Did he carry on? What do you think?
Yeah, he's solid. I mean, they've got a job to do. It's kind of a mismatched defence at the minute. But no, I mean, to be fair to Burn, we know he cannot run very fast, and he's getting put in some tricky positions when you've got Joe Linton, Bruno, Longstaff, Tonali, everyone goes forward, and then he's stuck at the back and he's meant to stop the counter-attack, and he cannot do that. And
then last one before asking for your man in match, Kelly played left back. We've not really seen him in a proper 90 minutes in the Premier League. How do you think he did?
Solid. I mean, I'm not a fan of playing a kind of born and bred centre half as a wing back, but he was solid. There's not much else to say about him. I wouldn't mind to see Hall back in, and to be honest, Kraft went under the radar. He was quiet, but he was good. But I wouldn't mind to see Kelly in that centre half position and bring Hall back in, because yes, he might have had that one bad game where Howe got kind of chucked him out for the next one, but bring him back in. He's only a young lad.
19.
Yeah, he's got so much potential. Him and Tino, 5 years time, starting for England.
And then man of the match, who are you going for?
I said Joe Linton. Just can't like him. He's just a bit Raj, and I'll probably go Joe Linton for that reason.
Raji, that's it. We'll go for that. Right, thank you very much, fellas. Yeah, right. Okay, so we're here with
Dylan.
How would you analyse that game?
Didn't play well, but they probably deserve the win. But at the end of the day, I think, you know, the international break's probably coming at a good time. Regroup, 4 good results. Obviously through the next round in the cup. One of them didn't play well, but won.
The last person we spoke to said performances have been great. I mean, it doesn't matter. Points are more important than performances. But do you share that where the performances are something missing?
No, they haven't been great. But obviously, I think they deserve to win that game. But it's one of them, innit? You win the game, you win the game.
The performances then, if they're poor, who do you put that down to? Because we've heard all day, but did some pre-match interviews. There's all sorts of different reasons. What do you think?
I really don't know. But they look shattered, and we're like 3 games into the season. They look knackered, but I don't know. Hopefully we'll grow into it. That's all I can say. I'm positive. I think we're going to finish high. So
yeah, Tonali. It was his first Premier League appearance of this season. What's your thoughts on him?
Legend, isn't he? He's just a bloke. But spot on. Glad he's back.
Yeah, does he start the next one? Do you reckon?
Probably get him in there over Longstaff potentially. Who I don't think was bad today, but definitely get him in. I think the whole crowd lifted as soon as he come on. Obviously he's a world-class footballer. So
we spoke to a lot of fans before the match. We'll do a transfer special on a different video. Everyone's doom and gloom. It's amazing what 3 points do. Does that kind of change your mood? Were you a bit down on the
he didn't really get the help he needed. We probably could have done with a signing just to lift it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, what can you do? Do you know what I mean? If you don't get one done, they keep saying, obviously. He's off, isn't he?
I think he's off.
Well, if you obviously don't get one in, what can you do? If you make a really small error on something, you're on about 70 million for Gay. But it might come back to haunt us, like if we make a bad decision. So with where we are PSR-wise, I think it's probably just do nothing. Doesn't obviously fill anyone with any great deal of confidence. But if it means we can go and spend in January, then obviously Eddie's just going to have to work what he's got to learn, and hope for the best. You know what I mean?
We've seen the owner in the stands. I imagine that meeting that he's going to have might be slightly different after this. Do you think head was going to roll before this? Or?
No, I think it's one of those. There's obviously behind the scenes at the club things not going quite as smoothly as they have been in the last 4 years. But at the end of the day, we love them. Do you know what I mean? So no doom and gloom from me. Just get on with it, crack on. He's had worse sides. We've got all them players back that were injured last year. The bench looked reasonably strong today. Iowa could do with a centre half, but we've got Shaw back for the next game. And then, as I say, if we're looking low, right wing position, we are looking low, like sort of quality-wise. Quality-wise, but at the end of the day, work what you've got and hope for the best.
Yeah, and when Newcastle going to finish the end of the season now?
I would take top 8 now. Like, I know obviously that's some people are going to be like, oh, it's top 4, but it's really hard. A lot of the teams around we that were not as good last year have kicked on in the transfer market. Brighton, West Ham. It's going to be a hard league this year, but I'm optimistic. European football, I'd take European football back at any level.
I mean, I don't think you're in the minority of saying that. I thought we might have been hopeful getting Champions League if we'd had a good transfer window. We didn't have it. If we can get any sort of Europe, that's obviously definitely a win as well.
Any kind of Europe, top 7.
Conference League, because that's seen as like a bad sort of thing.
Mate, I've not seen Newcastle win now, man. I watched them win the Intertoto Cup in 2006. I'm not at that level yet. Where I'm like, oh, that's not good enough for me. Like, let's just
get in twice a week.
Twice a week. Bit of European football. That's all I want, really. You know what I mean?
Right, lovely. Thank you very much. Right, okay, so we're here with
Andy,
how do you analyse that game, mate?
fantastic. It was a struggle. They were a good team to Spurs. We struggled with it, but we won them overall, you know.
Yeah, and any surprises? Tonali didn't start. That was a surprise for me. I thought he'd be in, but obviously you can't argue with the winning game plan.
I thought he wouldn't bring him on straight away, but he came on and you know, he calmed the game down. Yep. He's a brilliant player, and I mean the whole team's playing well. It's just there's something missing, you know. There's something not right in the club at the moment, and you can see it.
What is that, do you think?
I don't know, but Amanda Staley's gone and so much happened somewhere else and it's not right. The club's not quite right, it's not clicking right, but the players, the team's together and we'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, everyone said at the start of the match it's a terrible transfer window and stuff like that. It's amazing what 3 points do. How do you feel going into the season post transfer window?
Well, you know, we've had 7 points from 9 points, it's all right. I'm happy with that. I think we'll be all right. We just need to continue. The transfer window was shite, but like Eddie says, if you can't get better, why bring them in? So people are charging, like, what am I saying? They're trying to charge a fortune to get people in. Yeah. Too much money, we're not going to pay it, and we've done right. That kid that from Crystal Palace, I'd never heard of it, he played for England. So, 60 million, anyway, not worth it. I wouldn't pay it.
No, what are your thoughts, very quickly? We'll do a transfer video, we'll do that separately, but what are your thoughts on the transfer window as well? How do you sum it up?
I sum it up as we've done now, we should have, it's poor, it's disappointing, but if we can't get players that are better than what we've got, what's the point? So I'm on Eddie's side, full stop, all the way through. Yeah. In Eddie I trust.
And then last question, where do you think Newcastle's going to finish the end of the season?
We'll be top 6.
Top 6, easy or?
No, it'll be a struggle, but I think top 6. It'll be hard work, but top 6.